Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
Welcome, everybody, to the BM Show. And tonight, our episode is sponsored by Kick-Ass for being the first to give us not a strike, but a copyright complaint.
In Paraguay, of all places.
So if you're a listener from Paraguay, I'm sorry. You probably can't hear a word we're saying.
No.
And
It doesn't block the whole thing, Mike. It only blocks that one Kick-Ass video, which wasn't even that good of a video, I thought. So whatever.
I'm sorry, Ben. I can see that you're talking right now, but right now I'm in Paraguay, so I cannot understand a word you're saying.
Okay?
No, I cannot.
Okay?
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 So that happened. I mean, we're not making any money off this, and then to be honest with you, it doesn't matter to me if we are or not. But yeah, so that's the first one we've got, which is kind of shocking because we've thrown up some pretty questionable ones, like what Star Wars, and okay, actually, you know what? Next week that one's gonna be a big one.
Well, here's the thing: is those are ones I guess a lot of people do maybe, and also it's only in Paraguay, so it's whoever runs their channel in Paraguay saw our video and was like, I gotta go and do not a strike, but I gotta go and like tell them that hey, we're gonna claim it. That's what they did. They put a claim on it, and what the claim does is that means that if that video didn't have ads already, it now has ads. And if it did have ads already, the money wouldn't go to us, the money would go to them. And it didn't have ads, so it must have if it doesn't have ads now, then they must be waiting or only in Paraguay, which means that so we'd have to use a VPN to go to say that we're in Paraguay, which is not gonna happen. So if you're in Paraguay and you happen to hear the sound of my voice or Mike's here in this episode, please in the comments tell us if you play their kick-ass review video if there's ads.
So basically, what it's doing is saying that for the work that we did, we cannot make a cent off it, and just because they claim the copyright claim, which I'm sure that the movie was not based in Paraguay, nor is the company located in Paraguay that made it, they would make all the money off it due to the fact that all they did was say, click copyright. Oh, now it's all mine.
Well, and the thing is, alright, so I did dispute it, and the dispute went insanely fast. I almost wish maybe I should escalate it, but I'm not gonna die on this hill. Um, but NBC, they responded and said, "No, it is not fair use," and I'm like, "Yes, it is." Because, well, number one, it's a positive review of the movie. So it's not like we go in there and shit on the movie. I've seen it where companies will go after them if you give a negative review. We didn't give a negative review. So I don't understand that to begin with. And then number two, it's like the video is only like it's less than a minute long. It's 46 seconds. So you're telling me that my 46-second video is going to replace your 2-hour movie in somebody's eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be the only reason I would think to even run a claim on somebody is if your product, your video is going to take away from my video, which it won't. We tell people to go see the film. We tell people, well, I don't know the exact words, but I know it was I remember it being a positive review. So
Yeah, well, you talked about Hit Girl.
it was about Hit Girl and how awesome of a character she was, and it's like, well, she's in the movie. If you want to see the character, go watch the movie.
It was like an ad for the movie as it was.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand like what they have a problem with. Maybe it's a language barrier. Maybe they don't understand the English and they think that we're saying that movie shit, don't go see it, which we didn't, but I don't know. But
Here's my idea, and this is just me being extreme. Let's go in and take down the review for Kick-Ass, the one that they put a claim on, so now they won't be making anything off it. Let's put it back up with audio, and then instead of having scenes for the movie, let's have, you said it was, who was it that it was NBC?
yeah.
let's have the NBC logo and underneath it a big middle finger.
Yeah,
And then
no.
thanks for the copyright claim.
You know, I no, like I said, this is not that it's Paraguay. I don't even know where Paraguay is. I think it's in South America. I'm not even 100% sure. So it's like that tells you how important this really is. We just find it funny that this company took the time to go and do that. Because this video is old. It's an
Mhm.
old video. It's not like this just happened. Like this video has been up for at least 6 months, maybe even longer. I don't even remember how. I don't remember when we reviewed Kick-Ass. Probably over the summer.
I
And
thought, yeah, it was a while back.
it was a while back, so that means that somebody did go and see the video and decided that this was copyright claimable in Paraguay. I don't like, and it's like there's videos that I have up on my other channel where it's blocked in Russia,
Mhm.
and I'm like, should I do something about? Like, you know what? Fuck Russia. Don't fuck. I mean, nothing against Russian or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's one country, and I know there's a lot of people there, but all of the people who watch our shit, they're all in the U.S. So
Yeah, and I want to specify we still love the
for the
Russia. We
most part,
still love
for the most part, I
Paraguay.
should say, they're in the
It,
U.S. They're in other parts
it,
of the world too, but yeah.
unless you're a copyright claimer, then you're not on our happy list. You're not a friend of us.
What? I don't want people copyright claiming. Shit, are you kidding me? This is more work.
That's what I'm saying. They're not on our friend list.
I'm misunderstanding you. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone else in the countries, we still love you. We absolutely love you.
Yeah, it's just weird how some countries like Russia, like the copyright laws must be insane over there because I'm like, well, didn't they just copy McDonald's and stuff? So I don't think how is copyright law on video stricter than IP on the use of the McDonald's logo? You
Mhm,
know, like I these are countries that don't like us, who don't want to do anything with us, yet they are upholding copyright
mhm.
law.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Then it's like
It's all about the money, dude. It's all about the money.
it's like, "Oh, man, I hate my neighbor, F my neighbor, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and but, I'm gonna paint his fence for him."
Mhm.
What? What?
Yeah.
What?
What color would you paint it?
Whatever color he wanted. That makes it even worse.
There you go.
It's like,
And you know what?
it's a different country.
This is actually a good setup for our topic tonight, if you really think about it in a way.
Yeah, yeah, where you pay somebody for a job and they just don't do the job right, and maybe you pay them a certain amount of money, like, sometimes it's cheap and maybe, okay, I didn't pay them a lot, or you actually pay them a good amount, but it doesn't matter. They're getting paid to do a job. You're supposed to do the job.
Yeah. Or
You
they're
make
just
an agreement that you're going to do the job.
D-bags in general.
Yeah.
So and I don't think you know what? I would be surprised if this episode ran the hour and a half like they normally do. I don't even think we talked about if we were doing anything before it, which I assume we don't really have anything to talk about before we get into the main topic like we normally do.
No, the thing I would talk about, I'm not getting that until tomorrow according to the tracking listing, so
Well, then look forward to that mystery thing next week, which also I do want to point out next week is going to be movie reviews. So look forward to more copyright claims. We will be talking about Chronicles of Narnia, the first movie, Lion, Lich, and the Wardrobe, and the first movie of Lord of the Rings. We're going to give our opinions, and we're actually going to do something where we're going to say, based off of that movie, if you feel like you should go on with the series.
oh, I
It's
think
kind
you're
of
with life.
or go on with life.
Go on
You
with
should
life.
live or you should die.
Should Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring be the last movie you ever watch?
There you go.
You might
So,
feel like it's the last movie you're ever gonna watch if you watch the extended edition. I've gotten a third of the way through it, and I'm like, they just left the fucking Shire.
yeah, there you go.
Like, I'm an hour into this. They just left the Shire.
I'm glad I picked the regular version. So yes, that's one thing I want to mention is that we are actually going to be doing. I am doing the regular version. He is doing the extended version.
Yep.
So we'll see how that may actually change opinions. which is going to be interesting because you think about, the regular version. You're going to always want to do the extended version, but maybe you don't want to do the extended version. We'll find out next week. This will be an exciting episode next week. But for now,
There's people who love Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
And, like, there's certain, there's actually some reviewers that I watch, and, one of them has basically said, like, if they did The Hobbit correctly, he would love it to just, like, do the all 4 of them because The Hobbit should be 1 movie. The
Yes,
Hobbit's a
agreed.
children's book. It
Mhm.
is a children's book. It is 300 something pages or something like that. It's, like, insanely short compared to the other books. The other books are insanely long.
Yeah, and that's interesting is because I bought the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit for my dad a ways back for like Christmas, but he's not really into fantasy, so those books have just been kind of sitting. So, I actually just talked with him recently, and I'm like, if you still have the Lord of the Rings books, I'd love to borrow them or whatever. He's like, just take them.
It's
So,
like, Mike, just go through my library and just take what you want. Going one by one, you're gonna drive me nuts. Just go get what you want.
well, he's fine with it because he has so many books that his bookcase is double stuffed. He has books in front of books. So the more he can get rid of, the happier he is. In
Yeah.
fact, I do want to read The Lord of the Rings because I never have.
I read
Um,
The Fellowship of the Ring, and I got, about half so I can say I read half of Lord of the Rings, right? 'Cause I read The Hobbit, I read The Fellowship of the Ring, and I read half of The Two Towers, and then, like, halfway through the book, I kinda just, like I was on vacation when I was
uh,
reading it, and the vacation ended,
uh,
and I never read the book.
well, we'll talk about that because the following week on the 29th was actually we're going to be talking about authors, books, and all that stuff. You know, everything in general regarding literary works. So you could talk about reading a porno mag on the toilet if you want to. That is fair game.
That'll be in 2 weeks, but next week, you can listen to us while you're eating not first breakfast, but second breakfast.
Or elevensies. I prefer elevensies.
11's.
Yeah,
How many meals did they have?
dude. Is there
6 meals just in the morning or something,
bro?
okay.
They're halflings. Halflings. All they do is eat. Come on. So okay, so let's get into our topic at this point, which is welcome to customer depreciation week. These are going to be bad experiences that we've had with customer service and I don't know, just bad experiences in general. So I'm gonna kind of go over the one that really sparked this is a really quick one. It's not really a big issue, but it was enough to just kind of set me off. Um Now, I'm not one to, like, in a situation like this, scream at the person. I'm one to just say mentally, "You're an a-hole," and walk away. Um, this was, man, way back when I was probably still a teenager. I just got my license, and I went up to McDonald's, and, dude, I was addicted to chicken McNuggets whenever I went to McDonald's. That was mainly all I used to get, chicken McNuggets or McRib. Um, and
They had a
I
200-piece chicken McNugget meal now. Or
bring it.
100-piece, I think. Yeah.
Bring it. Spicy, even better.
And then Wendy's tried to do the same thing, but, like, I think Wendy's is having problems.
Wendy's having a lot of problems.
Like, I'm hearing, like I mean, I don't go to fast food places really anymore, like, once in a blue moon, and, Wendy's, I'm just hearing, like, they might go out of business, and I'm like, "What the fuck did they do?" They got one of the most trusted names, and, like, you're gonna get a decent burger. You know that, like, their chicken nuggets are good, they're the only place that has chili that's a fast food place, really, that's a national chain. Um, like, what happened here?
I think Wendy's has always been that place, that's like, "You want a burger? Yeah, let's go to McDonald's." "No, I wanna go to Burger King." "No, let's go to Carl's Jr. Hardee's." "No, McDonald's." "No." Well, there's a Wendy's there. They've always been that place. No one's ever like, "Dude, you wanna get a burger? Let's totally hit Wendy's."
Well, that's the thing is, like, I went to high school with a kid where, I think it was every Monday, there was one Wendy's in the state of Connecticut for the longest time in West Hartford, And as a family, every Monday night, they would go to that Wendy's,
Mhm.
and we lived 45 minutes away from there. So they would this is a pilgrimage. They are pilgrimaging to the Wendy's.
Yeah.
And then you have, another podcaster who's on our level. I mean, we're on his level, I should say, I think. Really, we're not. He's number 1 in sports, or in wrestling. The number 1 wrestling podcaster in the country, in the world, Mr. James E. Cornette. Uh, he has 2 podcasts. One of them's called the James Cornette Experience, and the other one is called, what's called the Drive-Thru. And the logo for the drive-through is him incorporated into the Wendy's logo. So Wendy's is Americana. Wendy's is something where it's like, that maybe they might have they won't have the best of something, but it's gonna be right up there. Or they do have the best of something. Like, maybe not their burgers, but maybe their chicken nuggets. Their chicken nuggets are banging. They got great the barbecue sauce that they use is superior. And it's like I used to save the barbecue sauces from Wendy's because they were, I just really like them, and also, like, I'm cheap. So
Well, I think Wendy's kind of put themselves in a corner, where because they're very well known for their Frosties.
yeah.
And I think that the being that they're so well known for their Frosties is a good thing for them, and it's a bad thing for them because, to be honest, whenever I think I wanna go to Wendy's, it's not to get a burger, it's not to get fries. I wanna drive through and get a freaking Frosty, and that's it, and that's what I'll go do. I'll just go there and get a Frosty.
My going order was, like, I normally didn't get a Frosty. I actually would go there and get, a six-piece chicken nuggets with a burger, and I literally would, like, have the nuggets, and then whatever barbecue sauce was left, I would dump the burger in the barbecue sauce too.
Oh, dude, that made me think of when you're talking about that, I was thinking of what was that one lady? I think her name was Showery or something. She used to do these really creepy videos where she was trying to be really, like, sexy, and they're just bizarre, and one of them is she's got this big tub of fries, and she's pouring ketchup in it, and she's like, "More, more," and she's, like, trying to be sexy while she's doing it. And you know what? And I'm gonna see if I can find that really quick because I guess we have time and we are gonna go along with this one. Um, but it's just creepy at the same time that it's just like you can't take your eyes off of what's gonna happen with it.
Mm.
So okay, let's see if we have the ketchup one. I believe this is her channel. Oh gosh, that's not it, but I can tell already this is creepy stuff. Oh, no, she took it down. Well, darn. Oh, you know what? Google probably still has it, right?
Well, if it's good if it's as good as you're saying, somebody
Oh,
grabbed.
right. I found it. I
Yeah.
found it. Okay, should I share this?
Well, we could
I'm gonna damn straight. I'm gonna share this, dude. We're
alright.
all gonna watch this right here on the BM show. And so, if you're listening, you may want to turn this one on. You're gonna get creeped out. Okay, can you see it? Then
Yep.
here she goes. So here come the fries. Pour in the fries. Okay.
Is there music or something?
She's just been say going, "More? You want more?" Or something like that. Here comes the ketchup. This is her attempt to be, like, just, like, sexy doing this, and it just gets worse. Maybe Wendy should have done this for their ad.
Is it okay, so for people who are listening, she's in a pink bathtub, it looks like, and this is an Asian girl wearing a yellow top. She's quite curvy for a woman, never mind you for an Asian girl. For a woman, she is, apparently the tub is filled with ketchup that she's in. We can't see what's inside the tub, but we can see that she dumped french fries in the beginning of the video, and then she's been taking ketchup from the tub that she's in and dumping it on the ketchup and getting it on herself, looking as if she just murdered a family of 6, and it's an attractive girl. I don't understand the fetish she's got going on right now. That's quite
Having no idea. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she does like she has ones where I think she's like has fish, they're like raw fish, and she's like rubbing on herself and licking it. It's so freaking weird. And you just it's one of those things that you're watching and you're just like, dude, no one is
I think I know what this is. She was a hot girl, and she's, like, kind of like, "You still think I'm hot? How about now? You still think I'm hot?
exactly.
How about now? I'm gonna smear shit all over my face. You still think I'm hot?"
It's both intriguing and repulsive at the same time.
Yeah. She's, like, covering herself in ketchup, and she literally looked like she just murdered, like, a house full of people or something. Like like, did you where are the victims?
And I think the moment she brings in the shovel is just it's just the best scene in the whole video.
Yeah, yeah, she brings in a shovel at one point and just shovels ketchup from the tub that she's in onto these french fries. I thought what was gonna happen, I thought she was gonna put ketchup and stuff on the french fries and then roll in the french fries, in the way you were describing.
That's probably in the director's cut of it.
That's probably in the director's cut, yeah. You know what? There's people who watch it and they're into it. I bet you she's probably making money doing this, 'cause she's something hot. She's a hot girl. I'm just gonna say it. You're a hot girl doing weird stuff. There are people who are into that.
Yeah. Well, this is old. Evidently, I think at one point she deleted all the videos off her channel and then went like so totally serious.
Yeah, 'cause probably her dad found it.
There you go. There you
'Cause she was like, "Oh, what is this? Why you not doctor?"
Okay, so we got to get back to the topic because we're just getting started here. So back to the story that brought it all. So yeah, so I took a trip to McDonald's.
Yep.
I loved chicken McNuggets at the time, so I would get 20 chicken McNuggets, large fries. I wouldn't get a meal because I don't really need a soda. Um, and I was waiting to get the bag to take it, or no, I think I was eating there. I got like water and I was eating there. The guy comes out with the tray with the 20-piece nuggets and large fries and just pushes it on there and then just stands and looks at me. And I was like, okay, do you want to ask me what sauces I want? And he goes, well, I'm not gonna know what you want unless you tell me. And said it to me like that. And like the girl behind him that worked there just started laughing really hard. And I looked at the dude and I'm like, dude, okay, you suck.
Mhm.
I wanted to tell him, hey, let me give you a piece of life advice right now. Don't be a douchebag to a customer when you have tattoos on your arm that make you very distinguishable, and that customer could then complain to the manager. And it'll be very easy to tell them who you are due to the fact I could just explain your tattoos.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I found that a little bit, un world class serviceable. And I mean that's a little one. That's a quick easy one. But that's kind of just what brought this idea to mind.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I went and, this was actually last year. I was, because you just made me think about this, of a bad way of, like, getting approached actually by, for a possible business. I'm getting into my old car, and this guy just pulls up in front of me and just, like, blocks me from pulling out of the parking spot. And he gets out of his car and he's like, "Hey, I just wanna let you know that I can fix all that." I'm like,
oh,
"Excuse me?" "Yeah, yeah, you like, I can go and I can buff out your car, I can buff that fender, I can go and get those lights aren't foggy anymore and make your car look good again." And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get going, if you can move." So he got in his back into his car and he immediately didn't hold me prisoner. He went and he moved out of the way and I took off and I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm like, what a way to sell your shit. To just come up with like, good thing he wasn't like a fitness instructor.
mhm.
Because he would have came up and say, "Hey, fat ass, want to go and stop looking like you're a fucking fat piece of shit?" You know, like, I'm like, what a way to sell it. Well, dude, you could go and say, hey, how about, hey, I noticed your car doesn't look as buff as it probably once did. Would you want me to help you out with that or something like that? Just don't go and tell me my car looks like shit. You want to fix that?
Yeah. Let me insult you
Yeah, let me.
and then try to sell you my product.
I mean, does that work with people? Somebody hear that and say, "You know what? I do need to go and get my car body repaired. Geez, man, thank you for selling it to me like I'm an asshole.
Yeah, my car does look like a piece of crap.
Thank you
I
for
shouldn't have that anymore. I should make it look like a non-piece of crap.
yeah, I should hire you because, Mr. Salesman over here, salesman of the year."
Can you take a look at the structure, my home structure, and see what needs to be done there for work?
Imagine if you're there and this was a guy who maybe he was instead of doing the car stuff, he was like, yeah, like a fitness instructor, and it's not you, it's your wife or your girlfriend, and she's with you, and they say something. They go and say, man, I bet you she used to look a lot better.
Wow. Well, they could go the route.
Somebody's like, there'd be a fight breaking out over this, you know. And some people they take their car like that too, But then again, they would be taking better care of their car tonight. So
How how about this one? What if you would have said like, tell me something. Romance time. How many bags of flour do you have to use?
man, if you use plastic, if make sure you don't use plastic, they'll die on you. It's like, dude, it's like, how do you? I just don't. I didn't get it. I was flabbergasted, and I didn't say anything back to him. I've gotten a lot better with that because I used to just like I would hit him back with like a comment or something. But now it's just like whatever, dude. I'm just gonna go on with my day. 'Cause the more attention I give to you, that's more attention I'm giving to you, and that's what you want. You want attention. That's why you're insulting me because you're gonna go and what will happen if he's smart. If this was actually a real tactic of his, he wants you to get insulted so that you start talking to him back, and then he has some way of calming you down.
Yeah.
He must have some master way of calming you down. And that's when he slips it in. He's like, "Oh, sorry, dude. I didn't mean it." Whatever his line is, calms you down a little bit, and now you're talking to him, and then he'll tell you about his job and sell you on getting your body done with him. And then maybe that's how he does it. I don't know. Didn't work on me.
Yeah. Salespeople are just like hookers. They listen, and then they'll hit you for money afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. It's so that wasn't the story I was gonna lead off with, but it just popped into my head. I just remembered it because you were talking about how I think how your story kind of reminded me of like people who just like say the wrong thing and they're expecting you to be okay with it.
So your story is now leading into one of my stories that I actually wanted to end on, but I might as well not end on it. This one's going to be kind of long, but it's so classic. Um, so there used to be a store way back in the area, or way back at the time called Video Game Swappers. It was, a used video game store, it was a great store to go to pick up really old like Super NES and Nintendo games back in the day. There was one guy that was there. He could not have gone through an interview process because I think they were just so desperate that they're like, I don't care who, just as long as you have a pulse, you're fine to work here.
Mm.
I walked in one time and this guy was there, and I don't mean to be mean when I say this, but the best way I could describe him is that his name had to be Ivan because he looked like an Ivan. So I walked in and he's sitting on a beanbag playing some video game. Now, when you walk into a store, you're expected to hear, welcome to such and such store. Can I help you find anything? Do you have any questions? May I help you with anything? Something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
So I walk in, and for the first like 30 seconds, he says nothing. He's just sitting there playing the game. Then all of a sudden, now I'm looking at PlayStation games because I think I was looking for like Colony Wars or something. First thing out of his mouth, he goes, "Hey, and he talked like that. Hey, you want to buy a Dreamcast? What? I'm looking at PlayStation games. I already have Dreamcast, dude. I actually said, I go, I already have Dreamcast. He goes, oh, do you want to buy another one? Absolutely. This is exactly why I came to your store, is because I needed 2 Dreamcasts. I don't know why, but maybe I was gonna hook one up, I don't know, on a car TV, and I'll just take my game out and keep it spinning on my finger and put it in the car TV so I can take, finish where I left off. I don't know. No, I don't need 2 Dreamcasts. That was a stupid question. Okay. So actually I gotta rewind. I gotta rewind because this actually wasn't my first encounter with Ivan. Um, I had called earlier and I asked about, I think I was asking about Colony Wars. And I go, do you have Colony Wars? I forgot to tell this part. And he goes, oh, hold on, let me check. And then I hear him go, what's Colony Wars? I'm like laughing. I'm like, what the crap? So that's when I had to go in and check out what's going on. Anyway, I didn't get Colony Wars. Now, fast forward to Matt. Yes, our favorite Matt from the BM Square. He went into Video Game Swappers probably a week later, and he was looking around for something. And Ivan was there. And evidently, Ivan asked him, he goes, hey, I need to go somewhere. Can you watch the store for a bit? And Matt was like, no. And he left. Now there's a third one to this. Matt and I went to Video Game Swappers. We realized that we could get Doom and we could serial link it. Now I'm not gonna tell you how we're gonna serial link it with 2 PlayStations and only 1 copy of the game, and Matt's PlayStation having a mod chip at the time, but it was possible.
Mm.
So we decided we're gonna go look for Final Doom. They had it there, and you could probably guess already who was working there that time.
Ivan?
What's that?
Ivan?
Ivan was there. And so I'm getting Final Doom and I flip over, because I always have to look at the bottom of the disc. I flip it over and I'm looking at it, and this looks like it has a few scratches on it. It looks kind of dirty. He goes, I can go ahead and clean it for you. And Matt goes, oh, it's okay. We can go ahead and we know how to clean it at home. I made a mistake. I said, well, Matt, no, if he can clean it, let him clean it. He takes the disc and he has this like liquid stuff. It's like, I don't know what it was. And he takes it isn't a bottle, and he takes it and squeezes it and just goes all over. There's this big pile of it on the disc. And after he does that, he goes, oh, I don't know how to, I've never used this stuff before. Great. Awesome, Ivan. I'm glad that you're testing it on my copy. Nothing makes me happier. So then he starts rubbing it in circles on the disc. And Matt's like, I don't think you're supposed to rub in circles. I think you're supposed to rub from the inside out. He looks at the ball, he says, no, on here it says you rub in circles. And Matt goes, are you sure? He literally he looks at it, puts that bottle down, grabs another bottle of it, looks at the direction, he goes, yeah, it says it on this one too. Dude, it's the same bottle. So Matt's like, you know what? Let me do it. Matt takes it and he's rubbing it, and I will never forget the look on Matt's face, because he's sitting at the counter. I'm to the side. He's looking at me and he has this look. He's just shaking his head like, dude, this thing's done. We just bought the Final Doom because this is not gonna work. So now this is mean. This is mean. So on the way to Video Game Swappers, I had this joke that I told Matt. It was a joke about, blonde, a brunette, and a redhead. And the whole joke was, okay, those blonde, brunette, and redhead were driving in a car and they were speeding. A police car chased after them. The brunette panicked because she had a warrant out for arrest, so she couldn't be pulled over. So they sped up and they were fleeing authorities. They ended up driving down a dirt trail, and the police car followed them. They found a cabin, ran inside the cabin, and found 3 sacks on the ground. They each decided to tied one in each sack. The police car pulls up and goes to the first sack and kicks it, and the brunette was in it and goes, meow. And the cop goes, ah, stupid cat. Goes up to the one with the red head and kicks it. The redhead goes, arf, arf. And he's like, oh, stupid dog. Then he goes up to the bag with the blonde in it and kicks it. She goes, potatoes. Okay. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because that was on the way to Video Game Swappers. On the way back from Video Game Swappers, I go, hey, Matt, I got a joke for you. A blonde, a brunette, or I'm sorry, a brunette, a redhead, and the guy from Video Game Swappers are all in a car. And we're both together like, oh, potatoes. So that was my experience with that guy at Video Game Swappers.
Yeah, that was, yeah, that's I've dealt with that before too, where you deal with these people, they don't know what they have in their store, they don't know what they're working with, they don't know any of this stuff. They act like they know stuff and they don't.
They don't even know where they're working.
Yeah, and the fact that he offered to do it for you, like, he's obviously sounds lazy, so I don't know why he would decide that he wants to work all of a sudden right now. Why is this the time that all of a sudden, like, you have to do your job?
He's trying to go above and beyond because his bar is so low that it's like a baby step to go above and beyond that.
Yeah. The yacht. And him getting out of bed in the morning and getting there is that was the most triumphant thing he's ever done.
It doesn't matter that he's 5 hours late. He got there.
He got
And that's improvement.
yep. Dude, yeah, that just so bad. It's so bad. And there's such bad customer service out there in the world.
Yep.
You're telling me that game story. You reminded me of one of my own. I might have said this one before. So I'm at this game store. I'm at GameStop. Um, like I'm at GameStop. I'm a couple towns away at GameStop, and 'cause this is back when there used to be one in every town. And I go in there and I'm looking for Xbox games. And this is before I played, before I really got into Halo. So I wasn't really a Halo fan. And I'm looking for Xbox games, and I'm like, "Hey, man, where are the Xbox games?" He goes, "Oh, they're right over there." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And I start looking at the Xbox games, and he goes, "Yeah, you gonna pre-order the new Halo?" And I'm like, no, no, I don't think so." Why not?" Well, number one, this isn't my local GameStop, and number two, I don't really play Halo." It's like, "You don't have an Xbox." I'm like, "Yeah, I have an Xbox. I've had Xbox 360. I had the original Xbox. I actually prefer Xbox over PlayStation." And he goes, "Then why don't you order the new Halo?" And I'm like, "'Cause I don't play Halo." "Dude, the PlayStation games are over here. Stop looking at the Xbox games." I'm like, "I don't have a PlayStation. I have an Xbox." "No, you don't. You don't like Halo. There's not a freaking person who has an Xbox that doesn't like Halo." I'm like, "Well, congratulations. You just met one. I have no interest in Halo. I don't want to pre-order it from you. My local store is 2 towns away. If I was gonna pre-order it, I pre-order it from them, but I'm not pre-ordering it all, but I don't play Halo." And he just could not believe that I don't play Halo.
Well, Ben, that is your fault because you didn't realize that the moment that they reached a million copies, a million Xboxes being sold, they had sold 999,999 copies of Halo, and it's your fault for being the only person who did not buy Halo with their Xbox.
No. I'm the one who ruined the entire record. I
You're
only
like,
play
"Keep with
Halo.
this extra copy. We can't do anything with it. We can't sell it because everyone who has an Xbox already has it." Good job, Ben. That went to landfill because of you.
And it's not like I didn't play Halo. I have tried it at that point. I didn't get into it until I had the Halo Master Chief Collection, and then I played
Mm,
through it with Kang,
mhm.
who, apparently has done a guest spot on our show at one point way back in the day.
Yes, very long time ago.
Very long time ago. And, yeah, I mean, 'cause me and him, we played through the first Halo, and then we started into Halo 2. I don't know if we beat it or not. And then that was the plan, is we were gonna play through all the Halo games. Wait, so we were trying me and him were trying to do John Madden football.
Uh,
He's he's on the payroll for EA as a game tester for Madden in particular,
uh,
and here I am trying to play against him.
uh-huh.
And yeah, so I went and I told him, I'm like, "Dude, can we play a different game?" And he started laughing because he knew why I'm like, "Dude, like, 'cause you're murdering me at this." He said,
Yeah.
he took the worst team, I took the best team, and he's still killing me because he is a tester for this game.
Mhm.
He's played it a lot.
Yeah.
I play it very little. I maybe play Madden like 2 hours a year. It
Mhm.
plays it probably 5 hours a day. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. And so yeah, we ended up playing Halo as a replacement for Madden as because he kept killing me. It was very unfair. It's like if I was playing you, it's like if you went and said, "Hey, let's go and play Street Fighter and Street Fighter Alpha 3,"
Mhm.
and you just dude, that's your game.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna kill me at it. If we played NHL '94, I'm going to beat you at it. It's like
Mhm.
because I play it a lot more than you do. It's
And and ironically, if we were to play a Halo game, I'd still kill you. Not because we're against each other, just because I want to when we're
because
playing
my
co-op.
character had a nicer butt.
Exactly. Oh, all right. So your story just reminded me of one of my stories here that I didn't even think about. And this really isn't bad customer service. This is right heart, wrong time. So and I went into GameStop and I think they had like anime DVDs or something in GameStop at one point where like used DVDs that you could buy or something. And I think this is when I was looking for like the Dot Hack series. And there's a guy comes over that works at GameStop. And what are you expecting? You're expecting, oh, can I help you find something? And I'm looking through like Dot Hacks. He goes, and instead, you know what I get, Ben? Oh, dude, you like Naruto? Oh, it's so sweet. Like it's all got ninja attacks and everything, and people are turning into ninja stars and flying through the air, and I'm sitting there going like, dude, what the fudge? I don't know anything about Naruto. I'm not holding anything Naruto. I'm not even looking in the ends. Where did this all come from?
We had a when I worked at GameStop at the other store in the mall, so we had 2 stores in the mall, literally almost next to each other. It was ridiculous. But anyways, um, the other store was a guy who people called him Naruto.
Uh oh.
And it was one of those things, like, when you really got to know him, he was actually a really sweet kid,
Hmm.
but he put on this whole persona that he was, like, the ultimate Naruto fan, and he would come to work with the makeup on and everything, and he kinda looked ridiculous, and
Uh-huh.
at first I didn't know how to take him, but like I said, once I got to know him a little bit, I'm like, he's doing this because he's scared. He's a scared little kid,
Hmm.
and he's a 19-year-old kid who is a 7-year-old kid inside of a 19-year-old body. He's like he does, this is his way of dealing with the world. But it was kind of just weird though. And like this is the beginning of like LGBT, all the stuff with the LGBT community and all coming out and like with trans and all that. Where all of a sudden I'm starting to see people and I don't know what's what anymore. And
Hmm.
yeah, so that was like I thought that he was going to be one of those type of people or something. And I didn't. Like I get weirded out with these people. That's what it is. I get weirded out because I don't know how to handle things because I don't know what's going to piss you off.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to piss you off.
Mhm.
I'm trying to I'm trying to run a store.
I'm
And
just
you
saying, maybe
that's
that
the
guy.
over the dumbest shit. You call them the wrong thing, and all of a sudden they're all like crying, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Can we just? I'm not trying. I don't hate you. I don't even know you. I don't care enough about you to have an opinion either way. Let's keep it that way.
I'm just saying, maybe the guy that I dealt with transferred out to your area as the same guy.
I don't get like and like we're watching this anime stuff. If anybody been catching some of the specials we've been releasing here and there, we've been slowly going through some of this anime stuff, and I'm like, I have never been an anime fan, and I've dealt with anime fans, and a lot of their fandom is what turned me off to it.
Oh yeah.
Turned me off to K-pop. I was totally into K-pop. I had a K-pop, but my bedroom looked like a K-pop fanboy's dream. I had posters everywhere, and then having bad experiences with the fandom. You
Yeah.
heard me off to all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, off to all of it. I'm like, I don't even like the music anymore. You ruined it for me. The whole thing, you ruined it for me. All
See,
because I said something on Facebook that someone took the wrong way because in the new lexicon, one of the words I use means something else that I didn't mean because the new language says it means this. That's what, by the way, that's what the communists do. They take language and they change what the meaning of words are. And words have been used for hundreds of years meaning a certain thing. And it goes, well, now it's a microaggression that says that they hate you.
Yep. And see, Ben, is okay. People, let's just get something straight here. Ben does not listen to K-pop anymore, and that's good. Ben has decided he's going to dedicate his life to Beanie.
Yes, I listen to now K-pop. No.
Yes, that's good. That is good. Ben, I will set you up with some of the best stuff, dude. If you all you got to do is ask. It's a whole different ball game. You know why? Because it's not as big as K-pop.
I I still get suggestions from YouTube. Well, I guess when it starts running out of ideas of what to suggest to me, all of a sudden I'll get like a K-pop video will come up and I'll watch it for 2 seconds. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cute. And I get why I used to like it. It's not like I'm completely oblivious to like the whole appeal to it now. I do still get it. It just I'm older now and I'm not looking for that anymore. I'm not looking for um getting, like looking at pretty Asian girls while they're from AD.
Well,
That's
the
pretty
thing
much
I
all
really
it is. What's that?
is the thing I really like about being a fan of Beanie is some of the comments, and you've probably seen them on like the Bloomin' News, where it's like they're like, "Wow, how did you become a fan of the group?" Because they know I'm like an older guy, and I'm just like, I love the music. That's really what it comes down to. It's not like K-pop. There, it's not like Beanie sucks. G22 for life. Yeah, like the whole BTS stuff that's been happening. But I don't even know if the BTS stuff's going on anymore. But yeah. So
I remember there was those boys when they first started and they released their first album, and then they got this that no, I heard it like, their last thing I heard from them, it was so pussy whipped in their music. Now it's like, oh my god. It used to be like hardcore rap. They were trying to bring back like Dr. Dre style music. That was their first album, literally sounded like it could have been produced by Dr. Dre. And then their second album, all of a sudden, like it's like these boys discovered girls or something. It was
you gotta go where the money.
we're the toughest around, and that song's like, "I love you, baby. I wanna hold your hand." Like, what the
That ain't if yeah, I went from Dr. Dre rap to you pop up their CD, it's like, "Listen up, everybody, if you wanna take a chance, just get on the floor and do the BTS dance."
But that's how it is though, and the thing is they start so young, it almost was kind of like all of a sudden they discovered girls.
Yeah. They discovered money.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
Well, actually, unfortunately, with the industry, they didn't discover money, the label discovered money.
Money discovered them.
They didn't even get the money, probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the money discovered them. It didn't go to them. It discovered
Exactly. That's the best way to put it. That's the honest way to put it is that, man, these artists, like, don't get anything.
and then you ever see like they try to cross over to the States and it always fizzles out every time they do one of these K-pop groups. They're good for like a little bit, and it's only like their fandom that's already here that really supports them. Like Girls' Generation, they did a song in English and they go on to David Letterman's show, and Letterman's like, "Oh, that's kind of cute." And actually Bill Murray was one of the guests that night, and Bill Murray was like also the same thing. "Oh, that's kind of cute." But that's all it is. That's kinda cute.
Nope, Blackpink did it.
Did they really break through? I'm like,
Yeah, they did.
at my age, I don't even know any of the like, I work at a church, and I'm like, I never hear any of this music outside of church. If it isn't our band playing it, I never hear the song. I don't
Really?
listen to any of the music. I'm not into the TV shows. I'm not into the movies. I got my own thing. I'm too old. I tried to get into all their shit, and I got into a little bit of it, but it's just like I have my old stuff that I always fall back on, and I'm just sticking with it. It's like I look at stuff differently now, and there's certain things that I used to enjoy that I don't enjoy as much, and stuff that I used to not enjoy as much that I enjoy more now because I have a different appreciation for it. Like, like one of these days, like I'd like to talk about. There's an episode of Bewitched where she gets sexually assaulted. Yeah, she gets sexually assaulted in the third episode of the show by
Mhm,
Aaron's boss.
mhm.
this is stuff I notice now
Yeah.
when I'm watching these shows. When I
Mm.
was a kid, I never noticed something like that.
Well, that's what happened to K-pop with me is I like the music. I wasn't really watching it for the groups. I wasn't really watching it for the videos or anything like that. If I saw the video, I'm like, okay, I just kind of want to see the video and see what they did with it. But then that's really all I do. Mainly, I'd be listening to it like when I was working, or I'd be listening to it on the way to work. Um, then Sistar came out with "Touch My Body," and I kind of realized, okay, this is where K-pop's going, and it did keep going that way, and that kind of turned me off because I'm not like prude about it, but I want to listen to a song that it's not like American music. It's like baby banging you in the club. My crew is gonna give you love. Gonna put it with you all net day and night. Gonna make you feel. I'm gonna feel your body tight with my bros or something. This. I'm like I can't relate to this because it's maybe if I was 20 I would, but I don't care. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I went to, Hoyana had, somehow we ended up talking about K-pop. We're supposed to be talking about customer depreciation. Uh,
Yeah, I know.
I went to a Hoyana concert. Kim Hoyana, she did a show in New York, and I remember going to it and being mad that she did the shirt or that she did the whole show wearing a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "I'm here to see your chest as much as you're willing to show. Take the fucking hoodie."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Is that why I'm into this?"
Yeah. Exactly.
And that was why I was into it. I found these girls attractive. The music was okay. You know, to go back to the David Letterman point, it was cute,
Mhm,
but it wasn't like I'm like, "I'm into this because I wanna fuck her."
mhm,
And that's it. The music, I don't remember there's once in a while, like and, like, the tunes I remember, they're like girls' generation songs.
uh-huh,
I don't remember songs from other groups, none of them coming to my head. And I'm talking about nowadays. Like, all of a
yeah,
sudden, you're thinking, "Mr. Taxi, 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 na 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 na," and I'm like, "Why am I thinking about this song?"
mhm.
Because it's actually good.
Yeah, exactly. It's catchy. I wouldn't say it's good. I think it's good, but it's catchy, and that's the key right there.
Yeah, where some of these songs, like, I was watching it, not listening to it, and I was watching it because, "Oh, shit, she's hot." Watching Bestie and thinking that they was insanely hot because you think, "Oh, like, how long her legs were, how like, just how she was," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't remember any of the Bestie songs now."
Yeah,
You know,
and
you what do you take out of it? And whatever you took out of it, that was the good stuff, because the stuff you don't remember, there's a reason you don't remember.
and I had talked with you about this. I wanna bring this out right now. I talked with you about doing this just as a quick little, topic mini topic is a song that you find yourself singing that you probably shouldn't sing, and that's, for me, that catchiness is the key there. There's a song by a group called G22. I find myself I'll just be walking around the house and it doesn't it's not in my head, but it's one of those songs that just travels out of my mouth naturally
Mm.
because it's so catchy. And that's the problem is because it's one of those that I start singing and I realize, wait a second, should I be the one singing this? Because the song goes like this. It goes, Filipina, I'm a Filipina, I'm a Filipina. And I'm sitting there going, there's a little problem here. First off, I'm not from the Philippines. Second off, I'm a dude. So, and it's called Filipina Queen. Third off, I'm not royalty. So these are the three reasons why I shouldn't be singing this song, but it happens all the freaking time.
I got
Good. Yeah.
I got a story about royalty. This is going all over the place. Let's just drop the topic unless we really do want to
Oh,
get.
I still got one more. But we'll get back to it.
We can get back to it. But
No, go with your royalty though. Let's just go on where we're going right now. It turns out was episode probably will be an hour and a half.
so do one of the I forget how I met this girl. I think it was in one of the K-pop groups. I met this girl and I started talking to her on Facebook and we started getting a friendship. And she's got like a boy that is there who's kind of like her, like he's not gay, but he might as well be in her eyes type of boy. Like he's totally friend zoned. And I'm like the exciting romantic thing that's going on.
Mhm.
And, I'm not gonna go into details of how far we went with the online stuff, but talking to her and what I learned was her father okay, so she's from Malaysia, and Malaysia has this thing where they're actually in a corporation of all these different royal families, I guess, and they run a thing where out of the 7 chosen kings or whatever. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have this stuff in front of me, but from what I remember, they would rotate which one of the royal people would be the quote unquote king of Malaysia.
Mhm.
Her, she's adopted, but her adopted father was in line for the royalty.
Huh.
So once in a while, this kind of makes me chuckle a little bit. I go and think I once had a long distance relationship with a Malaysian princess.
There you go.
It's not 100% true because she's adopted, and she said, like, "Oh, I'm not really a princess because I'm adopted." I'm like, "Well, can I just for shits and giggles just say you're a princess?" She's like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I'm like, "Okay." So then once in a while, I'm like, "Well, I'm not too bad." At one point, I did date a Malaysian princess.
There you go. You know what? I dated the queen one time, and here's what happened. So this was somebody online. This was way back in the day. Um, and I can't remember what it was like your screen name was something queen, okay?
Yep.
So I said, "Oh, okay." So and she made a comment. She was like, "I'm the queen." And I go, "Oh, okay. Well, what are you the queen of?" She goes, "I'm the queen of quite a lot." And I said, "Well, I'm the king a hell of a lot more, so I think I outrank you."
Uh,
Okay, so are we going back to the topic now?
yes, we're gonna go back to the topic now.
I think I don't know whose turn it is. I did the video game swapper one, and then did you do something after that? Because we went off on the whole thing K-pop and stuff.
Okay, so I'll jump in.
Okay.
I'm actually on the way to go visit you, and I'm at the airport, and they have, D'Angelo's, I think, was it's one of the deli shops, one we can get a nice it's like Subway, but a upgraded version of Subway where you actually get, like, a really good sandwich, and it costs you, like, 15 bucks.
Mhm.
I order the food, I don't leave a tip,
Mhm.
and they see that I don't leave a tip,
Uh-huh.
and this comes back to bite me later. I am waiting for my food, and waiting, and waiting, and there's an order that's just sitting there
Uh-oh.
in the ready area.
Uh-huh.
But nobody tells me it's mine, but they're telling everybody else that theirs is there, and they're calling them on the speaker, but they never called mine.
Mhm.
And finally, I go and say, "This is my order. Where is it?" And they go, "Oh, it's been there that entire time." I'm like, "Well, why didn't you guys call?" It's like, "Oh, I don't know."
I don't know.
And I'm like, "You guys didn't call because I didn't tip you. That's why."
Wow.
So because I didn't tip you, you just said fuck him, and made my sandwich, and sandwich wasn't bad. So I didn't like file a complaint, but I was a little pissed off that nobody told me, "Oh, by the way, your food's here." I'm waiting here for 5 minutes for no reason. Waiting for
Oh
it to
my
sit in front of me because no one told me that is mine. What am I supposed to like a mind reader? What am I supposed to like? I don't know this is mine. I'm not taking someone else's thing. I want somebody to do that to me. I'm not gonna do that to them, Like, and I got so pissed. I'm like, because I didn't tip you, you just went and just what missed a uncommunicated me.
Mhm.
Because of that. Listen, I'm not tipping you for doing your job. I tip you if you come to my table and clean my table off, and I can leave a mess and you're going to clean it for me. Or if I can leave a mess and you're gonna clean it, you'll get a tip.
Mhm.
Or if you make my life easier because I don't have to go to that store now and go pick that stuff up.
Mhm.
You know, that's what tipping to me is like. You're going, doing a little bit more than you should, or stuff like that. And like also, I know drivers don't make a lot, and I know servers don't make a lot.
Mhm.
But you're not a server. You're behind the counter, and your corporation has brainwashed you into thinking that tipping is something that you want. You don't want it. Right now, you're making more money. But when all of a sudden your employer is going to notice that you're making enough money in tips where they can take you and cut you down to the other minimum wage, the one the waitresses and waiters make. That's what the companies want to do because the law says that if you make enough tips where it could compensate you, they're allowed to do that.
Yes.
So don't be happy that people are tipping you. You should be discouraging tips so that you can actually get it from the people who are supposed to be paying you, the company that you work for.
That's 100% true, and I love pointing that out because you get a lot of these posts online where it's like, "Look at my paycheck. I got no money in it because I'm only making $2.13 an hour." Bullcrap. Here's the situation. You're making your rate is $2.13 because you're a server. Your employer now has to take your wages, multiply them out to make sure that with your tips, you are making at least federal minimum wage because if you're not, your employer is legally obligated to pay you the difference of what you did not make in your pay to make sure you're up to federal minimum wage. But
Exactly.
the servers don't do that because they want you to feel bad and tip them heavily. Now, that's some states. California is a state that's not like that. California, they're required to pay the state minimum wage, which is higher than the minimum wage. So anyone who's making tips on top of their wages in California is making bank.
Yep.
So,
I was talking to my stepfather about that. He said he went to California in 1983.
mhm,
He said in 1983, he knew somebody who was a 19-year-old fresh out of high school working at a grocery store as a cashier making $23 an hour.
mhm,
And he goes, "Ben, $23 an hour in 1983."
mhm.
And I'm like, California is more expensive." I
Yeah.
was like, "I guess so." It's always been that way, apparently.
Yeah, the cost of living is a lot higher in California than it is, a
Yeah,
lot of
because here, my first job, I made $6.35 an hour.
yeah,
And now I'm not gonna say exactly, but I'm making around 40 grand a year. Um, so it's like, you know, the cost is I mean, our cost of living has gone up, but like
mhm,
I'm literally still below where that cashier was in California in 1983
yeah,
because she was making almost 50 grand a year.
yeah.
So
Okay, so I got your story that you just told brought about 2 stories to me. One's really quick.
okay,
The other one really isn't a bad thing, but it's actually funny because it's based off of what you're talking about. Um, the first one was in the airport in Japan, in Osaka, and yes, this is bad service in Japan. Um, when you're going to your flight, there's a lady there that they have to be respectable. So they're gonna point the direction you go and they're gonna bow to you. Um, and this lady was doing this for everybody. I get up there, she looks at me, looks away, looks the direction I'm supposed to go, and just puts out her hand, does not bow, does not give me any eye contact, and just holds that until I pass by. Now, here's the problem is that I had enough words in my artillery where I could have ripped this lady to shreds. And even though I am an outsider, I that would have still caused enough scene where it would have been addressed. I just let that one go, but I found that highly disrespectful towards me, knowing the culture.
it is because you're white.
Because I'm a foreigner, yes.
Yeah.
So the other story that I want to tell, this is a good one because you said you're talking about like you wanted you to call their number and their answer was I don't, or why didn't you call it? They're like, I don't know. Okay, this is a long time ago. Going to Carl's Jr., also known as Hardee's. Um, it was I don't know, like 3 days before Christmas or something. And I pulled up at the drive-through and I got my usual double Western and large fries at that time. And, this was probably, 1994, 95 or so. I pulled up to the window and there's this lady, getting the food. I looked at the window and they had their times posted for the, New Year's. And it was weird because they were open until 11 on New Year's. And I'm like, that's kind of a weird time to close, like give them an hour to get home or something. I don't know. I was surprised. I'm like, normally they're closed at like 9 o'clock or something, but that night they're open till 11. So the lady comes to the window, opens it up, and she has a bag in her hand to give me. And I asked her, I'm like, I'm curious. You guys are open till 11 on New Year's Eve? Why is that? Now, I'm expecting something like, well, due to the fact that people are out for partying and we thought maybe they might get hungry, we thought that we'd extend our services to no, that's not what I got. You know what I got? She goes, looks at me dead in the eye, goes, I don't fucking know. And then just hands me my bag. And I pulled off going like, yeah, I guess that's an acceptable answer.
It kinda is. I mean, the wording could have been a little nicer. She could have been like, "Yeah, no, no."
Yeah, and it was just so funny as she said it. It's like it's like I was blaming her for that time, but no, I wasn't.
I was working Christmas Eve at Best Buy, and they closed at 6 o'clock, and I'm, like, rushing to get out of there. I think I got out of there at, like, 5:45, and I still see people coming in, but, like, in the store at, like, 5:30, there's employees there who are kind of rushing people to get them the hell out of the store.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it's not they're not even hiding it. It isn't like you can like, it seems like they're trying to. They are honestly trying to get these fucking people out of the store.
Hmm.
And I left because I was leaving. I think it was like 5:06 is when I finally got into my car and I'm about to leave, and I see this one guy some guy who looks like a dad walking in there, and I'm like, "You motherfucker. You're gonna get it real bad when you get in there." I forget the name of the girl. She was it was actually this real pretty girl that worked there, but she was kind of like very, like, don't be on her bad side. If you're on her bad side, you know you're on her bad side type of person. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, she's gonna give it to him as soon as he walks through the door," because she was in one of those moods where she was giving it to customers, but she normally didn't give it to customers, and she was giving it to employees and customers. And she's not over the top. She's like some people you work with, and they're unbelievable to like rude to you all the time. This was somebody like if she's giving it to you, to her, you deserve it because you just did something that she didn't like, type of
Yeah.
thing. So you need to examine what you did first because she's probably right.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm like, she's giving it to all these people, and this guy's about to walk in, and I just started laughing. I'm like, that dude's gonna get yelled at as soon as he walks in. What are you doing? I'm trying to go home. Why can't you people plan better?
Mhm. Well, I mean, in my line of work, everybody hates that 4:59 call.
Yeah, I
Which kind of sucks if you think about it, like you're that customer and you know you're calling it at 4:59 and the line shut off at 5.
Yeah, or you like you're the employee and you're getting this, and it means you're gonna get overtime, and you're the next day you get talked to by your boss about why you were over a certain amount of time. It's like, well, I had a customer who came in right before I was about to leave. Well, you still need to close at that time. I don't care what they like. Well, didn't they be rude to the customer? No, don't be rude to the
Yeah,
customer. Well,
exactly.
you're giving me two contradicting things. Do I tell this guy to fuck off or not?
Yeah. Well, I actually had a boss one time that pulled me aside and she goes, "Hey, listen, you're out of the office every day at exactly 5 o'clock, and all the other employees are still here working on their issues. I can't have that. I need you to stay after." I'm like sitting there going, dude, I'm getting punished for being efficient. Maybe you should figure out how to get the other employees to get their stuff done by quitting time.
Yeah. No, I get that too, and it's like that's like these people who like they hate paying you to do a job because they're paying you. Say you charge $300 to do a job, and it takes you 5 minutes to do the job, and they're like, "Well, I'm not paying you. It only took you 5 minutes." It's like,
Mhm.
okay, you do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You had to hire somebody because you can't do it in 1 hour, and you hired me. I came here, I did the job, I charged $300. Pay me.
Yeah.
Look,
Exactly.
people have done it to plumbers.
Mhm.
And they'll hold them up on the money, so the plumber will just come in and just take the piece out that they just put in.
Mhm. Yep.
You know, that you don't because, "Oh, it only took you 15 minutes. I'm not paying you 300 $400 for that. That's bullshit." It's like,
Mhm.
you're paying for the years of experience that I have.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yeah.
do a video that it used to take me 8 hours to do, a video that now takes me 2 hours to do.
Mhm.
Does that mean that I should not get paid for those 8 hours that I know that it used to take me to do it? No. I still act as if it takes me 8 hours to do the video because that's how long it would take it would take the person who was paying me probably longer than that.
Mhm.
So I'm like, it's this.
Okay, babe, you did it.
I'm
You
trying.
have you finally hit on the last one that I wanted to talk about.
All right,
Do you mind if I do it?
go ahead.
Fidelity home warranty. So I had an issue with my house fan. Um, the house fan wasn't opening. The vents weren't opening. It turns out it was loose. Almost could have fallen through the ceiling. Um, but I turned it on. I didn't know what was going on. The thing wouldn't open. I called Fidelity because they covered this and they sent somebody out. And the guy looks at it. He's like, yeah, it looks like it needs to be tightened up. This needs to be done to it. I can't do this. I have to go back. I'm going to have to see what's going to be needed to do this task. Okay. An hour later, I get a call from Fidelity. Fidelity's like, okay, yeah, we got the response from this company that came out there. They said everything looks fine with it. No, it's not fine. It doesn't work. And so I then told them like, okay, well then obviously they don't want to help. And the Fidelity's like, well, this is the only company we can go through. So they said it's fine. You said it's not. We're going by what they said. And so I recorded a video of this of YouTube. I'm like, this is what this company of Fidelity says is okay. The thing would not open when I turned it on and posted it. I called Fidelity back. I'm like, hey, would you like to see the video that I just uploaded to YouTube of the fact that you are saying it's fine, the company is saying it's fine, and I can show you on video that it does not open? No, we can't look at YouTube videos. Okay, then send them back out. No, we can't send them out because they said it's okay. Okay, well then can I get somebody else to come out and you can look at their work order? Sure. So I have another company come out and they look at it. They call Fidelity while I'm there and they're like, "Yeah, this doesn't work. All this and this and this need to be fixed." So the lady goes, "Okay, I understand. Go ahead and get those fixed. Make up the invoice and then send it on over to give it to the customer, send it over to us and, get it done." Okay, this sounds great, right? It's getting done. So he does all the work to fix it. So now the fan does work. I call back, I get the invoice from them. I call back to Fidelity and I say, hey, the guy came out, took a look at it, saw all the problems with it. When this other company says to you that there weren't any sort of issues, he's got them all listed. And then she's like, okay, well, next step we need to do is we now need to send somebody out there on our end to take a look at it and verify all these problems. But your last person said to go ahead and fix it and send you the invoice. So, no, we need to send somebody out there. We need to see that this is a problem. What do you want me to do? Break it again? So I ended up calling back and I called so much, I could already tell that I had the flash on my account that said, this guy's a douchebag. Don't assist him. Because I would get, hold music and then it'd go quiet for like 20 minutes. And you know what? I had time. I would just sit there and play a game. I'd just wait. I knew eventually they'd come on the line. Sure enough, they did. I'd usually get transferred instantly. I could tell I was getting transferred. And I got to the point where I was like, I want to speak with a supervisor. And they transferred me as somebody who wasn't a supervisor that gave me so much attitude. She's like, well, this is what we said. So it's not your problem. I'm like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? So yeah. So Fidelity sucks. And I learned that home warranties all suck. What they want to do is they just want to band-aid problems rather than fix it, if they even do that.
Mm.
I had an issue with a possible leak in the wall, and they brought somebody out here, and the first person went into my bathroom to take a look because he was going to do a test on it, and closed the door. No, dude, you're not going to close the door in my bathroom when you're working because I don't know what you're going to damage in there. So I'm now going to sit in the bathroom while you test it. The other guy comes out, and his advice to me was, well, I think the best thing to do is just go ahead and run the water and find out where the damage is. Okay, that doesn't sound like a good idea. I don't think I'm going to want to damage my house on purpose just to find out where the damage is.
Mm.
That's the kind of stuff you get with home warranties.
Yeah, I kinda figured they probably were that a lot of people that they get insurance.
Mhm.
Like, actually, a buddy of mine is an insurance adjuster, and he was telling me a story today, actually, about, they use drones to check out the house damage and stuff. Instead of getting one up, like, taking a ladder and going up on the roof, they just send a drone up there, and they do it that way.
Mhm.
And he's looking to get one, but he's kinda hesitant about it because there's been times in the past where assurance adjusters go and they do the drone, and the neighbor will send their wife out in a bikini to go to the pool to make sure that she's on camera. And then they'll sue the insurance company and win, saying that that only reason that drone was up there is because they wanted to look at his half naked wife at the pool.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's rough.
He said that this happened multiple times. Probably happened the first time, it was a legitimate thing, and then it just somebody heard about it and they turned it into a whole thing. So now all these insurance companies apparently are telling their adjusters to don't use a drone.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Well, now I have to go and like they got to go and make arrangements to get some other either go up on the ladder or go up there with a cherry picker or something." And who has these things around? With a drone, you can leave a drone in the car.
Yeah.
You can't leave you can't leave some kind of hoist in the car. You have to get that transported over there. It's $1,000 just to transport it.
Mhm.
So yeah, no,
Yeah.
So I told them, I'm like, well, what's gonna happen, and this is true. This is what's gonna happen eventually, because these insurance companies are huge. They
Mhm.
have lobbyists. There's
Yeah.
going to be a law put on the books that in order for you to sue for such a thing, you need to have X, Y, and Z. Like, you're gonna make it stricter for people to sue over this. 'Cause apparently it's so easy now. You can just go and say, "Oh yeah, they saw me in my bikini and I'm embarrassed and how dare you and how dare you, my wife, my daughter was out there too. You saw my daughter." They all kinds of shit, and these people are getting sued and losing.
Yeah,
And
and it's like it's like you're suing because they saw your wife in a bikini in the open air.
in their backyard where it's fenced in and nobody's supposed to see this. It's supposed to be private. And how dare you with your it's like, okay, so what they're gonna probably do is they're probably gonna make it first they're gonna have it where all these adjusters will probably have to go to the neighbors, knock on the door, or leave some kind of notice saying on this date between approximately between this time and this time, there will be a drone flown overhead to look at damages to this property over here.
Mhm.
Which is probably what they're gonna ask them to do it first, and then people will probably do that, but then somebody's gonna be lazy and not do it, and it's just like a mess is what it is. It's a total
Man,
mess.
that's serious.
Because how else are you gonna do this job unless you can use drones? Go back to the '80s? Is
Yep.
that what they want you to do, to go back to the way that everything used to be? Then we might as well just get rid of the phones and write everything on paper and use film and everything too.
Yeah, good idea.
You have this stuff available to you. There's an entire market of drones that are specifically made for people who are um, claim adjusters.
Mhm.
They're made specifically for claim adjusters. And like so the market's already there. You're not gonna stop this. This ball's rolling.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if people are gonna start suing, they're gonna go to Washington and they're gonna get the laws changed.
Mhm.
They're gonna have to. But that's another soapbox that I was on. Back to the thing with the tipping. It's that I
Mhm.
don't think people should get tipped, but if nobody tipped in this country like they do in other countries, the servers would get paid a wage that's livable to begin with, and we wouldn't have to make it up for it with a tip.
Yeah. But on the same side is that you're probably going to have the price of the, everything on the menu increase because of it.
With the tip, you're already paying it.
Yeah, but then the employers are paying more per hour to the employee. So you're
You're, you're instead of me, I'm paying it anyways. So now I'm actually seeing it as part of the bill.
I get what you're saying now. I understand. If you eliminate tips as being so mandatory, then yeah, you would see a price in the food change. But when they do get tipped, that does increase the amount of taxes that the employer has to pay. So it actually would become frowned upon by an employer to have their employees tipped.
Yeah, that too. And like now they're doing a whole thing where they're not taxing on tips. And
That's not 100% accurate. They're not taxing on tips up to a certain dollar amount.
yeah. But the thing is, like, why do we need to have it to begin with? Is my whole point. You go to Asia, and they get insulted if you tip them.
Yeah, exactly.
So why do they get insulted, and here we get insulted if you don't tip? Are you saying because a tip in Asia means well, you're saying I don't have enough money, I can't pay my own bills. What are you trying to? Are you insulting me by saying that I need your handout?
Mhm.
Here it's like, give me your handout, give me your handout, more handout, more.
Well, I think it also may be that this is my job, and they take pride in their job. Whereas, let's be honest, in our country, people are like, dude, my job sucks. I just work so that on the weekend I don't have to work.
Yeah, and everybody's job sucks, but it doesn't mean you have to go into your job and act like your job sucks.
Yeah.
There's things when my job sucks. I still try to put a smile on. I'll crack some jokes, and maybe they'll be about the job. But I'm not gonna go and be like, "Man, this place fucking sucks." I don't, maybe like to a friend, I'll go and say like, "I really don't want to be here today. I'm just not feeling it because I didn't sleep well enough last night, or I'm just not in a good mood, or whatever." But they go and take it out on the customer. The customer doesn't give a shit what kind of day you're having. The customer is also paying to be there. You're being paid to be there.
Yeah.
Which is something one of my managers told me once, and it stuck with me. He's like, "Who's paying to be here and who's being paid to be here?
Yeah.
You're being paid to be here. They are paying to be here."
So we're getting to that 1 hour and 30 mark, which I didn't think we'd reach.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
So let me just throw out one thing based off of that as closing. I think we'll go ahead and kill it after that. Off of what you were just saying about, don't be saying that your job sucks. I'll never forget this. I used to work for Earthlink way back in the day. And, we had the Earthlink saves captain. I mean, this guy would come and he would be like, you know, you got to keep these customers, whatever it takes. Let them know they have a quality product. They're getting good value for it. And he's like, so tell me, give me an example of something that would cause somebody to cancel. And somebody would give an example and be like, okay, well, here's this, you this, this, and this. And that shows they got a better value staying with us than going with whoever they go. And you'd be like, dude, this guy is like so enthusiastic about what he does. I went out to lunch one time with him, with my manager, and with another rep. And we're sitting at the table eating. And out of his mouth, he goes, dude, Earthlink really sucks. I was like, and the manager's like, yeah, I know. I'm sitting there going like, what do I say right now? Because I'm sitting there in front of my manager and the captain of the saves, and I'm on the retention team. Do I agree with them, or do I be like, to save my job? No, I think we got a good product. I mean, I was so lost on what to say.
I think that, well, I mean, did they offer bonuses and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so I would have probably, I mean, of course, you got to think on the fly, and like, of course, when we're Monday morning quarterbacking here, but a line you could have hit them back with is like, well, at least the bonuses are nice.
Ooh.
'Cause that probably would have got the whole table laughing. Because that's the only because they just proved to you right there the only reason they're there is because of the money. They don't care. They don't believe in the product. It's all about the money to them. And that you know what? Sometimes that works too. Sometimes you don't want if you're selling, sometimes you want somebody who is motivated by money and isn't like in the cult of the corporation, if you will. Where they believe the bullshit. Because there are people who believe the bullshit. They like the company's going out of business and they're like, oh no, no, this is our new restructuring plan. See here, guys, a new restructuring plan. Everything's gonna be great. No.
Yeah. See, and I was actually thinking about taking it a different direction. Prior to this, I had written a song called Full Time Torture. And some of the lines were, I live in a dead end job and I can't see any way out of this. So after that, my temptation was, hey guys, do you want to hear a song?
Potato.
Potato.
Potato. Probably should have ended the show with that.
Well, we have another chance.
All right, so next week we are heading to the Shire and to Narnia. Let's see, where does Narnia take place? Oh yeah, in Narnia.
Yeah, exactly. Narnia takes place in Narnia. There's several ways to get there, one of which will be through a wardrobe.
So next week we'll be going into the wardrobe and coming out of the Shire. And Mike, what is the last word?
Potato.